This is game 2 in the match between me and RTK Scyther. I picked Parthia for this matchup, he picked Sparta, I picked the map Nemetusena. And this is how it went. Now there was a 4 max foot skirmisher in effect, max 6 melee cavalry, max 6 of the same, max 1 elephant chariot. So against Sparta, Nemetusena, I went for 4 Eastern Slingers because of their increased armor penetration and ammo compared to the Parthian foot archers. Then I have 2 mercenary summation horse. I'm going to be saving those for the late game. Then we have 3 hillmen, 6 Parthian swords, noble horse archer, strategist, general, Median cavalry, so 1 noble blood, 1 Median. And what I basically want to do here is I don't want Sparta to be rushing me. I want to move around the flanks and try to make Sparta sort of bunch up and compress them a little bit. So for Sparta we have a front line consisting of 6 Spartan hoplites. We have 3 Helot Slingers and 1 Mercenary Cretan. I was expecting 4 Gorgos, but luckily that's not what I found. Then we have 3 Royal Spartans in the center and 2 Perky Spears on the flanks, together with 2 Skirmisher Cavalry. So these guys could be very useful in making me waste volleys off my horse archers. So I'm not going to be using them much against the Skirmisher Cavalry. I'm not really worried about the Skirmisher Cavalry. I'm sure it was just there in case I had some elephants. So I'm going to be moving my Sarmatian horse and 1 noble blood into the rear of Sparta. So they sort of have to. So Sparta has to keep a few units to protect its rear from my cavalry. So Sparta can't really go wide. And I'm very happy with Sparta having a 6-man front now, because that is a perfect target for my Parthian swords. Parthian swords are going to do well against Spartan hoplites in combat. So what I want to do, I want to finish off these mercenary Cretans and then pick off the Helot Slingers one by one afterwards. And we'll see how long I'm able to skirmish here against the Spartan army. 4 Eastern Slingers focus firing. They're going to do a lot of damage to mercenary Cretans. And it looks like the Scyther he's focusing with 2 units on 1 Eastern Slinger here, and I'm taking some damage on this Eastern Slinger. But the Cretan archers are dropping super quickly. So the Scyther is going to move up his Spartan hoplites to try to make me move back. But no way, I'm going to finish off this unit of mercenary Cretans. So instead of playing it safe here and just pulling back, I'm going to rush the Spartan hoplites. Hopefully get a charge before he has time to react. But he gets he definitely starts reacting. So now I'm just going to have to try and tank it out with my Parthian swords. And on the charge, because of the javelins thrown, they're actually getting a decent charge off against the Spartan hoplites. This is a fairly coherent battle line. So pretty good for both of us actually, or better for me because I'm able to wrap around slightly at the edges there. Then I'm popping shield wall, and I'm making damn sure that my men are facing the right way, that none of these men turn around, because that would be disastrous. So the front line has stabilized now. The mercenary Cretans are off the line, off the battlefield. So now he's firing into the engagements here, and I'm not sure this is a good idea, because he's going to be hitting his own men to quite a significant degree. And judging by how his men are forming up now, I think he had formation attack activated. That might actually be disastrous for him. So because I'm firing above the heads of these units, because the Helot Slingers are firing, these Spartan hoplites get a reduction to their morale when they are losing and when they are... Yeah, he's actually firing into the backs of his own men here, and I'm killing the Helot Slingers very quickly. So I'm using the Hillmen as an annoying charge bait for these Royal Spartans. But this is a very interesting bug, because when you can see that cataphracts, a lot of cataphracts actually stop without doing much damage when they charge a unit that is sort of spread out like that. So not really doing anything against the Royal Spartans on the charge there, just getting 2 kills. Now the Hallowed Slingers are going to be routing off the field. My Parthian swords are actually doing very well. Hallowed Slingers off the field, and I'm playing very conservative here with my cavalry units. Since he's chasing here with his Royal Spartans after my Eastern Cataphracts, I'm more than happy to just stay here and pick off one Slinger unit after another. Here I'm interrupting the charge of his Pericles Spears with my Eastern Cataphracts, sending in my Hillmen, doing some friendly damage to the Eastern Cataphracts over here, but I didn't really lose much. So now the Pericles Spears are losing, they're up against 2 Hillmen, and the Hillmen are going to be able to defeat the Pericles Spears in that type of engagement. Hillmen just chasing after the horse skirmishers here. I haven't even used my horse archers yet. Don't really need to. These Hallowed Slingers aren't firing. And at this point I noticed that my Parthian swords are doing so well because of the way the phalanxes are forming up. Like, I'm able to completely wrap around these Spartan hoplites and defeat them very convincingly. So because of that, I'm just going to take my sweet time skirmishing, cycle charging here with the cataphracts, taking a bit of damage on my noble horse archers, but nothing worrying, doing a bit of damage with the skirmishers. Then I stop firing when I rush into the Pericles Spears, and look at the Pericles Spears dropping from the charge of these noble horse archers. They are very useful in melee for doing just this, protecting a skirmish line and getting at cheeky infantry units. So the Royal Spartans are dying now to the cycle charging of the Eastern Cataphracts. All across the line his Spartan hoplites are wavering, not really doing much. They were totally outclassed by my Parthian swords in this case. So now I'm going to move around the flanks here with my Parthian swords, use my mercenary summation horse archers to do a bit of damage with the skirmish cavalry, start charging his Royal Spartans with my cataphracts, activating battle rhythm. So I just baited the battle rhythm, and then I'm going to pull out these 2 cataphracts. Here you can see the Hillmen are actually doing very well against Pericles Spears that got charged. Pericles Spears charging into these Parthian swords, but they're going to get flanked by Parthian swords, and I have so many Parthian swords free now. These Royal Spartans have taken a lot of fire, they've been cycle charged, so now I can just focus on these units of Hallowed Slingers and get them off the field. The Royal Spartans are in support, but they don't really have time to get in here before I'm able to finish them off with the Median Cavalry and the Noble Blood. Another charge from the Eastern Cataphracts. The Royal Spartans are tanking it out very well against the Eastern Cataphracts, but they've taken so much damage from skirmishing. So I get a bit careless here. I let this unit of skirmisher cavalry roam around in the rear of my army. I don't really see that it's going for my skirmishers, and that's dangerous because I have my back turned. The Royal Spartans are getting attacked by 2 Parthian swords, and they're not going to do well there at all. So I finally see the skirmisher cavalry, and then I'm going to give attack orders on it, but just a bit too late with the Noble Horse Archer. I think I had the Noble Horse Archer on skirmish mode, and that's why it pulled away like this, because now I see that it's going away. I needed it here, so I didn't respond in time. Could have been disastrous at any other point in the game, but at this point I'm doing reasonably well. Sending in my Parthian swords here, they're getting charged by Royal Spartans, but the Royal Spartans are going to massacre Parthian swords in close combat, and I'll talk a bit more about that later. So here the Parthian swords are holding out, getting a lot of kills, being very effective. Managed to get into the Hallowed Slingers with this Eastern Cataphract unit. The Pericles Spears are holding out in square against the Hillmen, but these 2 Hillmen, with a little help from Cataphracts, were actually able to defeat 2 units of Pericles Spears, so they were super useful in that regard. The Noble Horse Archers killed the Skirmisher Cavalry. I still have my Eastern Slingers left on the field. Some of them started to rout, but at this point it doesn't really matter. Just more annoying from an efficiency standpoint. The Pericles Spears are winning slightly in their square. These Royal Spartans are doing well against my Parthian swords. And the Royal Spartans are now getting focused fired upon, so they're going to be fired at in the flanks and in the rear by my skirmishers. And like you can see from the kills on my mercenary Sarmatian horse, I haven't really been using the mercenary Sarmatian horse yet, because I was saving them for Royal Spartan sniping. Now the Royal Spartans are actually wavering, broken, because the army is losing. I just have so much left on the field. A lot of ammo left on my skirmishers, a lot of cavalry, a lot of infantry. So the Royal Spartans are actually going to break very quickly. And that's a close victory. 1600 kills against 800. I deployed 1800 men. The Parthian swords did an amazing job. Now I think if this was the case, I would have sort of done things differently, but I think going no cavalry as Sparta, you need some cavalry just to take care of skirmishers. Like, even these skirmisher cavalry managed to kill a lot of slingers because they managed to get into them. But I think there were 3 Royal Spartans here, so keeping the Royal Spartans in the center, the Spartan hoplites on the flanks, the Pericles spears, 1 Pericles spear on each flank, and 1 Pericles spear behind, 2 Pericles spears behind the center. I think that would have been an effective way to engage this Parthian army, because then the Royal Spartans would have broken through the center, the skirmishers would have been open, and the Spartan hoplites could have flanked around, because I don't really have a dangerous cavalry contingent in this battle. Only these 2 Eastern Cataphracts and Noble Blood and Median cavalry. So maybe the build was a bit unexpected, I don't really know, but it worked reasonably well here. It could have played a lot better than I did, but that can usually be said. So I'm going to advance to the next round in the ISA Flash tournament. Good game to RTK Scyther. Thanks for watching. Strength and honor. Oh, and by the way, I might send an application to join Agony soon, because I haven't played Rome 2 since last weekend, when I played Diplomat in the Milk and Cookies Total War tournament. So I only play tournament battles now. I don't even practice. So maybe I should ask Agony if that is an application that's good enough, because I have a feeling most of their players only show up for tournaments and win them. So, strength and honor.